Greetings, listeners. This is the Boys on the Mic on the Tech Trio Tales channel. Today's topics will likely dive into the latest tech and gaming trends. I've analyzed the data, and there's a lot of ground to cover. Think cutting-edge gadgets, epic game releases, maybe even a few heated debates. Get ready, we're going in deep, and the discussions are about to get interesting. Enjoy. Welcome to the Boys on the Mic, the one-stop audio and video experience where the worlds of gaming and technology collide. I'm Nowakas, and I'm thrilled to be here with the dynamic duo, Kausa and Rex. How's it going, guys?
Hey Nowakas! Hey listeners! Kausa here. We're pumped to bring you another episode filled with the latest and the greatest in gaming and tech. No matter what kind of gamer you are or how tech-savvy you might be, we got something just for you.
That's right, Rexy here, and we're stoked to have you join us. Whether you're a long-time listener or just discovering the podcast, you're in for a treat. We dive deep into all things gaming and tech, bringing you the news, reviews, and experiences from around the digital world.
And don't forget, if you love the vibe, hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It helps more gamers and tech enthusiasts like you find our show. Follow us on Tech Trio Tales to stay in the loop and become part of our growing community.
Got a topic you want us to cover? Or you just want to share your latest gaming victory? Reach out to us on our socials or in the comment section. We love hearing from our listeners.
All right, team, gear up because it's time to jump into another epic episode. Let's revive, respawn, power up, and go!
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Was that you at the beginning? No, Wakas?
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know.
Yes. Well, in a way, it was me. Yes, it was. But it wasn't exactly me. I don't know. I think most people could tell what was going on there. But if you didn't notice, that intro there was completely done by an AI avatar program.
It's crazy. What was the name?
So the actual name of the website where I created that is called HeyGen, and they specialize in delivering free avatars. Like you can just upload. So for that one, I just did the free version, which is you just upload a picture. So even more impressively is they created that whole little clip out of a picture. It wasn't even a pre-recorded video or anything. But if you wanted to get an animated one, you can actually pay. And then what they'll do is you record a short video, like 30 seconds, and they'll analyze like how your body moves, your mannerisms, and even your voice. And they'll clone that 30 seconds of talking. They'll get you to read like a basic script. And then from that script, they'll be able to, extract everything
like
they need.
Tone, like everything.
Yeah, to be able
so your artificial profile, essentially. They can create just a 30-second video. That's crazy. I wonder if they actually store that data, because if I record myself 30 seconds and they use like to recreate my voice, they can use it anywhere.
Yeah,
Maybe.
exactly.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
It's pretty crazy though, and it's quite interesting. On the website, they also give you access to a streaming avatar, and I think I had a 10-minute trial with the streaming avatar, and you basically you can talk to it, and it acts as if it's a demo, but it acts as if what it would actually look like. And I was having a chat to it, and at the beginning the conversation was a little bit dry. It was more like me just carrying the conversation, but as we sort of got more into it, I started asking it a bit more questions. It couldn't give me too much information because it was just a demo and it wasn't connected to the internet or anything like that, but I could ask it questions about how it would work in a real setting. And I said, give me some examples of how you would use a live avatar for streaming, and he gave a whole list of things. But the thing that caught my attention was that he said he could be used as a avatar for live streaming gaming,
and like a shoutcaster or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, so in what ways could you be used to be like a live streaming gamer? And he goes, well, I could be used as like a companion or a way to assist the actual streamers. So like example, like he could be, or in an esports setting, he could be connected to the game through API, and then he could get the game data, and he can actually do live commentary on like what's happening for like esports.
Wow, yeah.
So
I think this is definitely something that's on the rise at the moment. I saw some articles about AI streaming becoming a popular thing.
Yeah, well, imagine if you just like had a game like the thing that I can think of, or the earliest example that I can think of, and mainstream one is the Pokédex in Pokemon. It's like an AI thing that scans Pokemon and gives you information. Imagine if you had that same thing for like an open world game, and anytime you came across a new enemy or something,
like object,
he'll just pop up and give you information about it.
Yeah, or even just like, some people find it hard just talking while they're streaming. But if you had, hypothetically, you'd be talking to an AI bot, but just conversing through the game instead of just talking to yourself could make the experience a whole lot different.
Yeah.
And also, I think that Rexy just said the AI commentary is on the rise. That's very true. Even the AO that came this year's AO Australian Open, they use AI live commentary, because most of the time you think, oh, why do they need live commentary, AI live commentary? They are replacing someone's job. But in reality, there's so many matches that are happening at the same time. Let's say 50 matches.
And
there's not so many people, like some matches before they didn't have any commentary at all. So now with AI, at least they have some.
Makes it more engaging. They could give stats. Because that is another example where like tennis, like, everything is so stat driven. Like they can pull up where somebody's hitting the ball, percentages of where they serve, professional faults, unforced errors, things like that. So yeah, that would be perfect for an AI to jump in there.
Yeah, it's like essentially you could have someone really good at refereeing or just giving the stats. But if you could have that same person and create an artificial sort of avatar, he can do that over 100 different games.
Yeah.
Right? So that's definitely a cool advantage that they did there.
I definitely see the advantage of having a companion more, like, because normally there's so much stuff that you can do through the streaming. And I think having someone, or well, in this case, an AI that you can ask, can you help me with the lighting? And they'll start like popping up something like a lighting effect. Yeah.
I seen a guy, he hooked up, he had a complete smart home, and he was using his AI in his stream to do certain things, and he was showing certain scenarios, like a scenario where there was an emergency, and then he's like,
the red light,
and everything came on, and he was like, oh yeah, like, and it would give him information about what's happened. Like, I think it was like something with, I'm not sure if he lived with his parents or something like that, but he had them hooked up to like a smart device, and the AI could give them information like whether he had a fall or whether his blood sugar was low or something like that, and then and then it would ask him whether he wants to call the ambulance, things like that.
Yeah, so it's sort of like a health and safety sort of AI hooked up to everything around you, so that it can potentially
constantly monitoring it,
and a health monitor as well. That's cool technology. Oh, that's a cool way use of it to help other people.
Definitely cool. that have like a cyberpunk vibes too. It's more like I have these discussions with my dad like a couple of years ago, that we said like, where do you think the technology is gonna head towards like in the next couple of years? And we said like, there's still so much technology that it's pumping in the health, and we're lacking a lot of prevention technology. Because like normally you find out any injury or disease after the fact that you feel symptoms, but we meant to like, we have already smartwatches, stuff that is controlling, monitoring constantly our health. We can actually prevent that beforehand, and I think that's where health in general will take us. And having like these little measures at home like that, it will be a game changer for our lives too.
Especially how all of our homes, more and more our homes are becoming smarter with smart devices. We gotta start thinking about what are like the practical ways of using all these smart devices to our advantage.
Just touching on what Nick said, alternatively there is AGI, which is a technology that it's still in the talks, but referring to healthcare, or essentially I heard on I think it was a presentation or something, but the guy was talking about having your own AGI doctor. So, usually when you go to public health places and the wait time just to see a doctor for 2 to 5 minutes is crazy, right? Just imagine having a doctor that's connected to a vast amount of information, and he can just talk to you instantly. Like you can just go through him and he can and talk to you and prescribe you what you need. Like just imagine that, like just cutting out that, just having a doctor or an AI doctor.
Imagine if you don't agree with his thing. Like Rex, we were talking with our auntie. We had dinner with her last weekend. What if you because how many times has somebody gone to WebDM and almost always the diagnosis is terminal cancer. Wait a minute, I just have a cough, man. What's going on here?
That's what you call Google diagnosis. But essentially, obviously, it's something that can grow and learn as well. So taking all this information about medical history and health and knowledge as well that it could take into it, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but definitely in the near future, I see that happening, but more with the doctor's approval. Like, say, for instance, the AI reviews this, and then the doctor makes the last decision, the last assessment. Because I went to a AI conference last year, and there was a lot of discussion about how AI is gonna improve health in general, and the concern is basically liability. Imagine if, just like you say, Google tells you to do this, who is responsible? Is it Google gonna pay the bills? So technically, that's where AI is not yet ready, but first we need to probably assess all this information that it's providing, and then someone, a specialist, needs to review it before it goes live. And then once it's safe enough, then we can probably deploy a specific tool for assessment of flu, which is pretty basic. And we already have telecoms, like the telehealth, sorry, that it has helped so many people during the pandemic. Like you say, just going to the doctor and get an appointment just to check your symptoms on a basic flu, it would have taken a couple weeks. But now we have telehealth that you can just call and get a certificate in one day. So that has improved a lot, but still, I think we can use these tools to even improve it even better. So
I want to take your guys' focus now and throw it towards, imagine waking up one morning and let's say you're a famous YouTuber and you wake up and then all of a sudden you're getting messages from, say, one of your fans saying, I don't think you speak Mandarin, but I've seen some videos of you promoting something in Mandarin. And then to your horror, you jump online and you go and check it out. And it's true. Somebody has used your voice and your face, your identity to sell something online. This is what happened to a young Ukrainian YouTuber called Olga Loic. She discovered that her whole identity had been used by Russians to promote pro-propaganda between China and Russia, and then sell Russian chocolates to Chinese. And I mean, who knows what it was being used for, but yeah, it just goes to show that, especially if you're a person, probably even in our positions where we put our faces, we put our voices online, we don't charge anything, and we really don't have a way to protect it, really. We just put it out there, and then anybody could take, say, for example, with HeyGen, as we mentioned before, it can take 30 seconds of you just talking. Obviously, it has to be a specific script, but maybe if you've got a longer period where you're talking for longer, you may hit all those areas that they require, and then somebody can deepfake your whole identity. Now, in this situation, Olga doesn't speak Russian or Mandarin, so they didn't need to copy her voice. They basically just took the image of her and then used a different voice actor to do the talking in the different languages.
So they got enough of her artificial voice and just use that to create like
Mandarin.
Even because no one knows her, so they can just put another voice on top of that. So
exactly, yeah, they just needed to make
you
it
wouldn't
a
be able to tell.
and look very similar. So yeah, she was shocked when she found out that her whole identity had been cloned.
I think that would be shocking to anyone. Like, just imagine if you saw me in China selling lollies as well, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even know how to speak Chinese, but you go, my boy. Let me get some money.
I will think, Rexy, you've been training all this time. Every time, this is something that Rexy does every time. He says, I don't know anything about this game. And then next day, he's like,
he knows
building
everything.
a whole empire in the game, and he knows everything. So I wouldn't surprise me that you said, now, I don't know Mandarin, but tomorrow it just like created an ad somewhere else.
Yeah. All I know is she.
Yeah. And you could see exactly who they were targeting with those deep fakes with Olga's face. They were saying things like, I love China. China's the best. China and Russia should work together. I live in basically China #1. I want a Chinese husband. Come and buy my chocolates. Like really playing on the emotions of people. Trying to make them, convince them to buy.
Catcher, man.
Yeah. And I mean, like, who knows where those profits were going to as well? That's another question for another time. But yeah, and also like with these deep fakes, like we were saying, because nobody knows her, they don't really need to have a lot. They can just have the image and they can put whatever voice they want on it, and people would believe that as long as they're saying the right things.
Yeah,
exactly. And
it comes to my mind that I don't know if you guys ever seen one of Messi's ads online, like when he was back in Barcelona. The team normally, because there's a lot of fans in China, based in China, they used to create these ads for the Chinese fans, and every single player will talk in Chinese because of the sake of making it a bit more friendly. And Messi always talks in Spanish. Like, he doesn't care. So he always does the Spanish thing everywhere he goes. Like, if he's doing a English ad, he will talk in Spanish. If he does a Chinese ad, he will do it in Spanish. And in mine, with these, you can actually put the Chinese voiceover on top of it. Like, screw you, Messi. Like, we want you to talk in Chinese.
They just put subtitles or something, and he just speaks in Spanish.
Yeah, he just speaks Spanish. Like, he doesn't care.
What's the wrestler? You can't see me. The guy that's in John Cena. He can speak Mandarin fluently.
Oh wow!
So he can.
Yeah,
he's a talented man.
He's a talent again. Who?
You can't see me.
Yeah.
All right. Any other stuff you guys want to talk about, HeyGen, before we jump into the next segment?
No, that was it. It's a pretty quick topic today. I guess it was the main thing was like the intro. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. Like, and if anybody wants to go and give it a shot, HeyGen has a free version where you can upload a picture and then you can record your voice. This is what I did to create the HeyGen fake. And then it probably takes like 5 minutes to match the speech and everything with it. Or you can pay for an actual AI avatar, which is like $30 US a month or something.
And send us the video so we can see it, because we don't want to pay that much.
we saw like their hands moving in that and making it like look more realistic.
Yeah. AI has a tough time as well with hands. If it tries to,
you might get a hand like this or like a hand like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
I have an uncle that he had an accident and his finger is always like that and we call it the hook because he can't move.
Captain Hook. Shout out to Nick's uncle, man.
It's like
Captain Hook. tell us where you want us to go. It's like he's always
that way.
Wow, Nick, you got a great man.
You got to show that clip to your uncle.
All right. The next segment today, or the next topic I wanted to talk about, is the streamer showdown. So I'll be discussing some of the pros and cons between Twitch, YouTube gaming, and Facebook gaming. Obviously, there are a lot of other big platforms or other upcoming platforms for streaming, but I just wanted to sort of touch base with the rising or ever-changing world of online gaming. And as you all know, me, Kausa, and Nowakas stream our games when we play. So I'll start off with the OG King, or Twitch, as everyone knows. And what are the pros and cons behind it? Because Twitch has been around for a while, and when you think of Twitch, you obviously always think of gaming,
streaming,
game streaming, So you'll find that the pros for Twitch are that they have a massive audience for hardcore gamers, and it's an ideal platform for you to connect for gaming. The culture and community behind it is very strong, and the vibes are very unique in whatever sort of games you're playing. It has a robust chat system for real-time interactions, bruh. It's like having your own personalized. You can make it personalized, so you can have your own sort of. I've seen like other streamers do it where they have their own little like things
stickers
that pop up. Stickers and that.
Stream elements.
They also have a cheerleading section while you're streaming. So I can't remember the amount of times you see like people going like ding, ding, ding. And there is also monetized options, from subscriptions to ads and merchandise sales, which Twitch offers a diverse way to turn your passion into profit. So I think everyone, loves to make money while they're streaming, and that's a goal for any streamer. The cons of Twitch is that there is a high competition. So if there's one gamer like you, there's probably 100 other people streaming the exact same game like you. So it's very competitive in a way that it's not easy unless you stand out or you have something special about you. And even then, there's a massive amount of people. Another con about Twitch is that it focuses on live streaming instead of pre-recorded videos. Like it thrives on live streaming, I guess.
The VODs don't last that long. They only stay up for, I think, 30 days, and then they delete the VODs. So as opposed to YouTube, where it just stays up forever.
Yeah. And another con is the toxicity concerns in Twitch. So there are a lot of keyboard warriors fighting you there. And I think I can also say that on Twitch, the amount of times where you think you have a viewer and they're like, "Hey mate, how you going?" Actually, no, I do like what was it?
I do graphics. I'm an illustrator. Check out my page. Actually, can you just stop your stream and just come on Instagram and have a little chat with me? I've got something to sell you. And you're like, "Man, I'm just trying to play my game, all right? I just want to play this game. I don't want to buy anything from you, bro, but thank you for the follow." And
yeah, exactly.
And then just leave it and follow you. And then you're left with nothing.
Exactly. You think you have an actual... Well, they are watching you for a little bit, but they're actually wanting something from you. So those are some pros and cons that I sort of found on Twitch. The next streaming platform I'll be talking about is YouTube gaming. So YouTube gaming's pros are that it taps into a massive user base, which utilizes its SEO, which is its search engine. And you get discovered quite a lot easier. Alternatively to Twitch and that, because its search engine is so great. I think everyone can agree that it's pretty awesome whenever you're looking for YouTube videos.
I can agree. And last time, a good example, it's that I was talking about a pizza dough with my partner, and we said like we should make it again. And suddenly I was like clicking on the search function on YouTube, and then pizza dough was everywhere.
This man's. But you didn't actually search it, or was it just through
I didn't type anything. I was just talking with my partner, and then I said, "Oh, I'll just search a video, like another video, completely different." And the first couple things that pop up in there, without even typing a single letter, it was pizza dough recipe.
Like you didn't press search; it just was there, but you didn't actually click it.
No,
so that's the crazy power of YouTube search engine. Eh? When you think
I've got actually like a pro tip for anybody. All right, so like when your birthday's coming up and you want something specific, what you do is when your partner's outside of the room, you get their phone and you just prompt it. You start prompting it like Helldivers 2, Elgato HD 60 4KX, Sony Xperia. You start prompting all of that.
2-inch.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta take the bull by the horns, and you just gotta start, feeding it information.
Are you saying you just talk to the phone?
Yeah, you don't even need to do anything. It's already listening. Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, man. All you gotta do is just say what you want.
And that's how you be upgrading all your stuff lately, right?
Every night before he goes to bed, he's like, "I need an Elgato. Now go."
Yeah, it's modern day manifesting with technology.
It's like your partner now has like all this stuff in Amazon cart, and it's like, I haven't ordered these. Like, how come there's all these in my cart?
That was you, babe, not me. I don't know what you're doing, you crazy girl, but I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, YouTube also has a good integration system for the ecosystem, so it's a lot easier for you to promote yourself across YouTube, and it's easier for you to be discovered. Sorry, just adding that on top of the CEO that YouTube also has. It also has strong VOD features. So compared to Twitch, YouTube does thrive on pre-recorded videos, just like this. Shout out to your boys on the mic. The cons of YouTube is that there is a small dedicated gaming audience. So it's a lot harder for you to find those hardcore gamers compared to Twitch, where they're just going for gaming. Because there's such a broad range of people on YouTube. The live interactions can be a lot weaker on YouTube if you obviously are just starting out. And monetizing through YouTube systems is a bit trickier.
I've never once had a bot come and try and sell me something on YouTube. That only happens in Twitch.
maybe YouTube has a guy there be like, nope, not today.
The moderator,
but not gonna come here. But I guess it's also hard if you're not live streaming. Like it thrives on pre-recorded videos. So like if a bot could be like, "Hello, sir.
What a great stream you have. Would you like to buy some illustrations?
Did you know that I can also help you upgrade your stream? Just follow me. Just copy your stream." But obviously, no one can react because it's pre-recorded or stuff like that.
Actually, in saying that, I did have some actual genuine people jump on my stream one time, and that was when we're building the monorail Rex in Lego Fortnite, and these guys were just like, "Bro, like if I had money, I would want to support you." And I was like, "Oh, bro, please, I don't need your money, man. We're just here for the good times. But if you want to give it, just send it to me."
Just send it to me.
Well, if you want to give it, this is my bank details.
Give me my money. All right. And the final streaming platform is Facebook streaming, which we can see a massive rise in Facebook streaming, also as well as TikTok. But I'll be talking about the pros and cons of Facebook. So the pros of Facebook is that it does have a massive reach and it taps into Facebook's massive user base. So the potential of viewership is very, very high. It is also a mobile friendly platform. So it makes it a lot easier for people to access your stream when they're on the go or anywhere, essentially. And the cool thing I found about Facebook is that community building. So you can build these community pages and you can build up your fan base. And I think the social features behind it makes it a lot easier for you to connect to your audience or your friends or your followers. So those are sort of the three pros that I found that Facebook gaming or Facebook streaming I personally haven't streamed on Facebook yet, but it does sound pretty good, and I am tempted to stream on there. The cons behind it is that it is also as well a smaller dedicated audience.
But sometimes a smaller audience isn't necessarily bad.
Yeah. I guess it's just harder to find, and it will obviously take time and effort to build your community.
I think if you already have the community, it's much easier. Say, for instance, you have a gaming community for CSGO, and then you post that you're streaming on that community, and that community have like 50K. So definitely you get like already viewers that normally watch that type of content. So it's almost like telling them, I'm here.
Yeah. Also, the monetized options for Facebook gaming is still evolving. So they're still under development comparatively to Twitch and YouTube, who have been there for a while. So hopefully they get that through. And because you see a lot of Facebook gamers just streaming whatever they're doing on there.
Yeah.
And there are also a lot of technical limitations. So there were a lot of users experiencing technical issues with streaming quality or stability on Facebook gaming. So I guess that's that's a definite
you want a stable stream. Stability is key.
I saw a few streamers in South America. They were having issues with, I think their accounts were banned or something because they were using like copyright on the audio especially, and their accounts will be banned for a couple of days. And that means there's a couple of days that people that stream every single day, they can't.
Exactly.
And they were like, for me, I need to have the insurance that I could put my stream every day, because that's basically my full-time job, right?
Exactly. And like if a streamer is using monetizing in order of a way to make income, that's 2 or 3 days where you are not promoting a product or promoting your sponsors, and that's obviously 2 or 3 days that you're losing income.
Yeah.
So those are the sort of the 3 streaming platforms. There are obviously other platforms, but those are the 3 that I chose, which I thought they were pretty awesome. So which one do you guys think would be viable for or which one do you think would be king?
Well, if you don't mind me, I start off with telling you my personal experience. I've done Twitch, I've done YouTube now. I haven't done Facebook. So first, Twitch, I will say like basically all the pros that you said, completely right. It's more the live interaction where you spend more money on let's say of these. Have you seen that these little Steam decks where you can click sounds, effects? So it's all about what you provide in like on a live session. So basically all the stuff that you're gonna try to bring to the table is like to have better interactions with live with people that comes to see. It's really difficult to get new viewers when there is a massive game, a AAA game, because there's so many people watching the streams, but most of them are they're just watching a few streamers. That means, let's say Call of Duty, there must be like 100 that has most of the viewers, and you are just one of the ones that have like 10 views, and it's really difficult to get more views. But if you are streaming a niche market, it's probably easier to get found because of this. Like when someone is searching that game, you'll be probably the first 20. So at least you start getting a few more views. I think that's how I start getting a few more views, and some of them they keep coming to watch me. And that being said, I don't think the Twitch formula was meant for me, because sometimes I do like the post editing part. I haven't done much lately, but I feel like that adds the extra part of the creativity that you don't have when you're streaming on like live streaming.
Okay.
And that's where YouTube comes. So YouTube, you can live stream, and that after the live stream you can post edit. So if you wanna add anything or cut any silence, you can do it. And also the CEO search engine, just like you said, we already know it. It works in Google. That's how the whole machine works. So we know that we can trick it to basically push your video onto a bigger audience.
Yeah, I've definitely been playing around with different streaming platforms. I mean, there's some big ones there like TikTok and Kick that are newer sort of platforms where they don't have as big an audience. But like I was saying before, sometimes the smaller audiences can be better if you're getting consistent views and have a good following.
Yeah.
I think at the moment, I've just been doing a lot of multi-streaming. As we were discussing earlier, just before the show, Twitch has just allowed multi-streaming, multicasting again. There are a few rules that you have to adhere to. I don't know all of them off by heart, but you can do it now. So it's good in a way, but also because like you're getting more exposure. But what I'm finding is that probably if you have somewhere where, like, say for example Facebook, if you stream to there and it works, or TikTok, and that's where you're getting viewers, it may almost be worth just focusing on those areas. At the moment, I still haven't found anywhere. Nobody's watching me, but as soon as I find that area, except for that one lady trying to sell me her overlays for Twitch, but as soon as I find an area where it works, I'll probably just double down and focus on that. But at the moment, it doesn't cost anything to stream to more than one platform. So, why wouldn't you have as much exposure as you can? Also, Instagram, you can also stream to as well. So there's all these like different little areas. And sometimes if you can get it earlier and be a pioneer, like in Kick, for example, you can get a good following there. And also there are some advantages, like for example, Kick, they give the streamers a larger portion of the money that they make on there. I know Twitch it takes a larger cut than most streaming platforms, and they can afford to do that because they've been around the longest. They're one of the biggest players. So actually getting on Twitch is almost like a privilege if you manage to hit the affiliate program and monetize your stream on Twitch. Then those are the sort of things that you would expect.
Okay. So technically, it all depends on who you are and what you're doing.
And for instance, if you are a content creator that likes the chatting with Unity, I guess Twitch is the best way to go. They just recently approved that.
Yeah. I love how they're just chatting, and then you'll find in just chatting, just, girls exposing themselves on there and just getting high views.
Yeah. I think that's where like it lands all these, like there's not a perfect platform. It's always about what type of content creator are you.
Yeah.
They've captured all the gaming boys.
Yeah, they really like have opened up another area, because in the past that people used to get banned for not playing games on Twitch. And I think that might be with, OnlyFans, things like that. They like Twitch would have seen the amount of money that people can make off that and the engagement that they could get. If you ever look at places like Kick, they really lean into this. Like they do +18 content. They also do gambling as well. You can stream gambling. Obviously, those things are turned off by default.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think
something got you, Rex.
Yeah. I was just thinking about gambling. I was like, man, if you're a gambling streamer, you have to be coming from somewhere and not nowhere.
I think also some of those guys have nothing, man. Like it's actually pretty rough to watch some of those guys, because it's like
hey guys, welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna be gambling. 2 minutes later, hey guys, the stream is over.
Legit. I was watching a guy on TikTok, and he was like going through his he'll work a shift and he'll be like a waiter, and he's like, I got so much money in like tips, and then boom, he will catch a bus, spend it all, and then he'll be like, I don't even have enough money to get home. I'm gonna walk home now, and you're coming on the stream with me.
And this is my live stream.
Yeah, there's an IRL stream, so people they're becoming a popular thing. So people love seeing people go through it and just experience crazy stuff. I'm sure you'll see on TikTok. There's a lot of TikTokers like that as well, like just doing crazy stuff, like no money. Or they'll be like, send me some money. I'm out here, man. Broke as hell. but I'm still live streaming.
Yeah. I guess it's like most of the people that go viral, like they're also like expecting to do something crazy, so get something out of it. So
yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing some crazy stuff.
I mean, it's smart. Like, it's interesting to watch, like, somebody who's, like, unfortunately on the brink of, like, losing everything. You kind of, like, you get a little bit invested, especially if their personality is really good. They can draw you in. You want them to win. Like, you know, they're like the underdog.
Yeah.
And then next minute, you see them at the casino again.
Yeah. That's when they be like, you know, they capture you and then they'll be like, oh, just subscribe and just follow me to find out more. And then, you know, from that crazy story, you could have.
Well, there was one guy that was like, he was asking for donations, and he's like, if you put like a note on the donation, like, let's say, bet it all on black, like this $30, he will do it for you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is he sending you the money back, or is it just one way?
I think he was conflicted about that. He's like at the start, he's like, I'll send it back. I'll send back the winnings. Then he started winning, and he's like, let's go 50-50. I think people who are giving to him are just like, just keep it, you know.
Yeah.
You obviously need a bus ride home. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess
I might just pause this quickly because Django keeps wanting to go out to the bathroom. Do you mind if I just...
that comes to the conclusion. All right. So that comes to the conclusion of our segment about the different streaming platforms. So essentially what I got from you guys was,
if you're starting out, YouTube is probably a good place to begin. The exposure is a lot easier to get to. I believe the money that you can make from revenue is a lot better as opposed to, say, Twitch. And the same thing with Facebook. You need to actually have a community going already. If you have these things established, like if you've got a Facebook community already established, then definitely
you can move anywhere.
Yeah, you can move to Facebook but yeah, Twitch is definitely, if you want to be successful on Twitch, it's a lot more competitive. You're going to have to put in the hard hours. You may have to do things that get people's attention. Like, I don't know, IRL or go gambling. I'm not even sure if that's allowed on Twitch.
I think it might be allowed, because if they're showing crazy stuff on IRL, I do know that some streamers got banned on YouTube for doing some crazy. I think it was to do with shooting guns.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Speed, but I think he got banned for shooting guns.
I don't know if you guys remember FPS Russia, but he used to do a lot of testing with guns as well, and he had issues with his account.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think definitely YouTube. I'm for YouTube.
Yeah. I do. Like I said, I tried Twitch and now I'm using more YouTube, and I like more YouTube for the fact that I can get more exposure without me trying to do crazy stuff, which is not what I normally like. Yeah, because Twitch, like you see, it's a lot of competition, and there's so much you can do to get that exposure if you don't have community. So just getting the boost from the whole algorithm, I think it actually helps when you're creating content on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, cool. YouTube gang, as they say.
Yeah. I guess this sort of brings us into our final topic. All right. So, boys, we're going to go into a new area. It's a bit unknown. We're going to be calling it the Hyperbolic Chamber, like in Dragon Ball Z, where you can go in and you can give your opinion. Everything's safe. You can agree or disagree, but there's no judgment or anything passed on anybody. And we're basically going on this, and we're going to be discussing things today that annoyed us as kids or gamers when you go over to like your friend's house and you go to play a game. So we're just going to get Mr. Popo to take us into the Hyperbolic Chamber. Thank you, Mr. Popo, and we'll see you in there.
Here it is.
Wow, so that's the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, huh?
All right. Which group goes first?
Hey, you two, go on in.
Good. Right this way, please. Once you cross the threshold, you are to spend a year in the room, but when you leave, only a day will have passed in this dimension. good luck.
Correct.
Here.
Here we
Thank
are.
you,
We're in the
Mr. Popo.
hyperbolic.
Mr. Popo.
So all time has stopped. Everything is moving slower now, and now we can sort of get our thoughts together and talk about things. So the topic that I wanted to bring up today was, when you go over to your friend's house and you start playing video games, and what are like some of the things that sort of annoy you? I'll start it off. I'll start off with when I used to go to my friend's house or my cousin's house, family. It doesn't matter who it is, somebody else's other than yours, and you boot up maybe Halo or Mario Smash Brothers or something like that. You start playing the multiplayer, and then it comes to the point where you got to give out all the controllers, and you realize that everybody's got a controller except you, and you're like, oh, hey, I want to play. Like, where's my controller? And they basically just open the trash can and give you this like terrible looking controller.
Check this.
Yeah, the buttons don't work. They're like, oh yeah, here, use this controller, but the left trigger doesn't work, so you can't aim. You just got to hip fire everything.
You're being handicapped.
It's probably a more satisfying feeling when you get that controller and you kick their ass at whatever game you're playing. Then they'll start being like, here's another being like, bro, something's wrong with my controller, bro.
Yeah.
But he's got the best controller.
It's a new one. You just got it from the store.
I'm down here in the trenches, bro, trying to aim.
They come out with this gold controller. They'll be like, and they'll be bragging. They'll be like, hey, look at this. I've got I've got the latest PS5 controller. Look at all these features. And here you go. You take the worst one.
Yeah. And I'm not keen as a FIFA player. Every time that my mates comes to my place to have a few games, I always put the controllers there. I always pick the one that it's kind of good, but not the best one. And I will leave them there. You guys pick your controller. And that way they couldn't complain, but I still managed to complain. So
who is this? Is it Marco? I think it's Marco.
No, it was more Ñaño. Ñaño is the one, like my mate, like he always have an excuse. Like, no, I drink too much last night. Oh, no, I didn't have a good sleep. Every time, man. Every time.
You can just be like, the temperature in your room is not good, mate. I couldn't play with this terrible weather.
The lighting.
The glare on your TV, I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, there's always people like that, and they always find a way to get a new excuse. But yeah, I do hate when they give you the worst controller ever. Like it makes your life much difficult.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember playing, but when you were younger, but I don't know if you had friends like this, but when they start losing, they just hit the reset button. they go whoopsie daisy and turn it off. Come on, man, why did you do that?
Yeah. Again, FIFA, I think it brings the worst out of people. And I remember we were playing this friendly match with mates, and then one of them got mad because my mate got a penalty shootout and he won. And he pulled out the cord and he said, like, fuck it, I'm not going to play this game anymore. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of competitive gaming where you're sort of versing your friends. And I remember growing up and playing Halo, and the amount of times that we used to get triggered by just keep getting headshotted, or you can't even get out of the spawn zone, and you're just like, bro, what in the hell is going on here, bro?
Yeah, like one guy gets the sniper, and then you're like, that's it, I'm dead. Like,
The amount of times that I used to get into rumbles with one of our my close
Tao.
Tao, which is a sort of like my brother that I grew up with, because we were sort of the same age. We used to get into rumbles just about Halo. And he had a short fuse, but I think now he's sort of grown into it. He's become a patient man. I feel like the young gamer is a different gamer from the matured gamer as you get older.
Yeah.
It's just, it's kind of like you're saying, Rex. It's kind of like Broly. It's just like unbridled, just rage and just emotion. It's when you get a bit older, your skill gets a bit better, or in some cases it doesn't.
The key is you accept that you are not that good.
Yeah. I think another ick for me is when you go over to your friend's house, and this is you and your friend,
And he reckons, oh, you can just watch me play the single player game, bro. Don't worry, just watch me.
Yeah.
We'll take some turns, bro. 2 hours later, bro, I'm ready. I'm right here, bro. I'm ready for my turn, bro.
Just let me finish this boss, and then you can play, bro.
That happened to me with Dying Light. I was playing with my mate, and we said like we take turns, and we were kind of doing it at some point. Like every time that someone dies, you take the turn. And I remember we went through like probably 30% of the game, and I fall asleep because it was already like 4 a.m. and I wake up like 7 a.m. or so, and I said, "Oh, like this guy must be sleeping, right?" And then he turned around and he looked at me. He was still playing, and he said, "Like, oh, it's your turn." And I was like, "Wait, you've been playing for another 2 hours. You beat the whole game already." And he said, "No, but I'm getting there."
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Loki was like, oh, thank God he's gone to sleep. Without worrying.
And I that's why I could say that I missed probably 40% of the game because this guy finished it all.
You were in the waiting room, the respawn room for too long.
Yeah.
You fell asleep.
In the gulag.
Oh, another one for me is when I went over to my friend's house and they have like one particular game or a few select games that they're really good at, and they refuse to play any other game. And then when you play that game against them, like our neighbor used to have Tekken, and he used to only play King, and he knew all the combos, everything. Like, it's basically you just go in there and you just get beaten up, and then you end up getting frustrated. You're like, I don't even want to play this. And then, but see, when we grew up, we didn't have like PlayStations or game consoles. Our parents never bought it for us, so we always used to go to our cousin's house and play, who lived next door to us. But they would only play the games that they were good at. Like sometimes, when they're really, when they've practiced a lot, and like basically we're like the punching bags. Like we just go, but we just sit there and we take it because we don't have a console ourselves. We're like, we want to play, and then we're like, what about that other game? They're like, nah, that game sucks, man. Let's play Tekken. Let's play Tekken. It's the best.
And this same friend that I just told you, his name is Isaac. He do the same thing. Like we'll go to his place, and he had Mortal Kombat, and he was so good with Scorpion and another one. He knew every single movement. He played online and all that, so he was really into it. And we just go there, and I didn't even have the game. And then you didn't land a single punch, and you're already down. KO, Mortal Kombat. You're done. Finish.
Wow. We just like, oh, bro, have you been playing this game much? Nah, I just got it yesterday.
Yeah.
I couldn't land one single punch on you, bro.
It was funny, yes. Like, and I think that sort of, like you will do the same for all the games. When he gets bored about that one, when you go into his place, oh, I have a new game. I never play it.
I think another ick for me is button smashers. So people that don't normally usually play the game, when they get upset, they just start smashing any buttons, and then for some reason they win, and you're like, bro, come on now, just play the game.
It's like in Tekken.
Smash my goddamn controller with your fingers.
In Tekken, you can with Howang, you just press down and kick, and like
they can just be like,
and like the other guy can be really good, and you can just defeat him just by pressing the same button.
And they get really mad because they love the game, and if you start doing that, it's like, what are you doing? That's not how you meant to play the game.
Exactly.
Man, I remember as well when this was a big thing before internet and everything. But screen watching was always a massive problem.
Yeah, especially in first-person shooters where you could stream snipe, and a lot of the times you play on LAN parties.
Yeah, and we'd be playing, and then all of a sudden, like you're dead, and then you look at your like friend, and you can see him. His like eyes are like right on your screen. He's waiting for you to respawn. He's like, where are you gonna go, man?
Yeah,
CS:GO. I'm gonna wait there for you. Yeah,
that was a big one for CS:GO. I remember going to the like LAN
places. How do you call it here?
Like
They call
cafes.
it. Yeah.
Gaming
We used to
cafes
have
or
those.
whatever.
So you pay for an hour and you play with your mates and you screen watching. Hey, where are you going? I'm right here, and then boop boop boop.
Bang, bang,
And
bang.
it was before hacking and all that. So you're like, how the heck does this guy know I'm coming around this corner at that time? He's definitely watching my screen.
That's the old UAB.
Yeah. I remember going to those streaming cafes. I can't remember what the one in Samoa was, but they were a cool place to be. And the amount of times that you used to get stream sniped or killed in Gears of War and that, because they used to do Gears of War ones, was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
People used to get into heated punch-ons because of it. Hey, Kobe, I told you to stop screen watching me, bro. Let's go outside, bro.
It's like the old five in the pub.
Right now.
This is how the fight outside the coffee.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you guys, do you guys have any other things that you don't like about when your friends come over for gaming? I think I got a lot off my chest. I feel a lot better now. I'm ready to, go on with my day.
Yeah. So if there's any other people out there that want to share it, just send us some comments in this video, and we can talk about it as well in the next sort of segment that we do in the Hyperbolic Chamber with Mr. Oppo.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Oppo, for opening this act. And I think we all feel better now.
Yeah. We're all healed.
We've come out.
Our therapy.
Was it 7 years later or was it a year later? We've come out a year later.
We've been in the Hyperbolic Chamber for so long. Now we're ready. It's only been like 5 minutes.
You see? This is a therapy for men. This is a therapy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For all the women that said that.
Well,
but they always complain that we don't go to therapy. This is our therapy. We are doing therapy.
We're trying to help.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh man.
Go to the Hyperbolic Chamber.
No worries, Mr. Oppo.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in onto episode 13. Today we talk about AI HeyGen, and then we also talk about the streaming services, and we compare for gaming content creators and what we think is the best for us. And we also introduce our Hyperbolic Chamber. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.